Sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's green where you water it, and we water the grass here.
Tell us what it was like being at the dunk last night.
That was the most chaotic environment I've ever been in my life.
Friartown is Titletown tonight.
Here's Pip, guarded by Gillespie. Steps back, spins, fires! Woo! Pip gets!
Who run shit like me? Top 5 basically. I still play for keeps, ain't no fantasy, hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Divine Providence. This is episode 32. We had a basketball game last night. If you're listening on Wednesday, it was on Monday night. The Friars did get the W, 10-point W over Holy Cross. We're going to talk a lot about that. Obviously, there was some good. There was some, maybe some not so good. So let's kick it over to Mac. Start off with Mac. How are you feeling after the game last night?
First of all, felt amazing to watch a game that meant something other than just like for the experience being in the building. It was a game that mattered. Ken Palm's updated this morning, Bartorvik, all the standings and everything. But yeah, there was a lot of good things last night, some bad things. But one thing is for certain, a couple freshmen are the talk of the town in Providence today.
I agree with everything Max said. And, I just wanted to, come out of the gates and be open here. I crashed out. I crashed out in the second half when Holy Cross went on that run. So Leb came down to join me at my new seats, and he can attest fucking crashed out. It was an early season crash out. I couldn't help myself. I kind of lost it down the stretch there with some of that defense, and they were just getting too many open looks. But I can't let that, overstate how good the freshmen looked, how good of a first half it was, how deep this team is. I'm still very, very high on this team, and I'm looking forward to Saturday against Virginia Tech. But that run down the stretch was pretty brutal. And to only win by 10 is kind of tough. But, hey, first game for everybody here.
Yeah, and I think that this is kind of the jaded theme of the fan base, right? I mean, if this was a year ago, I think we would just take this win and say, whatever, 10-point win, Holy Cross. Wasn't perfect, but it's the first game of the season. There's some rust, there's some kinks. But I think that where the fan base is, it's very explosive because when we start to see the wheels come off, everyone's kind of, ready to, freak out. And I think the only funny part about it was when I came down to sit with you, at halftime, you were like, oh, yeah, these people hate me already. And this was pre-crash out. Like, you were actually being pretty – because the first half was good.
Great.
And then the second half happened. And if they didn't hate you after the first half, then your new section mates definitely – but they'll come around. They'll come around. That's what it's all about.
Right.
They're probably going home and be like, that new fucking guy, he's wicked annoying. But they'll come around. They'll be like, dude, when it's Georgetown, they'll be like, I love this guy,
Well, the people right next to me on both sides and in front weren't there. That's why you were able to come down.
Right.
There were some other people around there. They look like season ticket holders, but the ones that are going to be right next to me, they still don't know what's coming yet. And I'm sorry about it. But there were some other crazy people behind me. One guy in the same section was going crazy. I was like, yes, this is my spirit animal. And there was a couple other guys, another section over that were going nuts. So I'm like, all right, we got some crazies over here. They're everywhere in there, but I was like, I need some, in my vicinity. But shout out to Tim Hughes, great seats. I love the view. I'm really excited about that. And I'm glad you were able to come down and check it out and watch a game with me for the first time, Leb.
Yeah, the seats were good. I liked them a lot. And, it's always a good time.
I'm looking forward to the first Mike Eamon crash out, whether it's for a good reason or a bad reason, just to witness it, to experience it. You call your dad Storm Eamon. I think you sound like a Hurricane Eamon.
Yeah. Something, blizzard, rain, whatever it is. Yeah.
Hurricane Eamon.
Boys. I think it's the Portuguese in us. Like, I just think we're just kind of like hot tempered a little bit.
Sure.
But I'm not, and Leb, you were sitting next to me. I'm not like swearing or anything. I'm just yelling really, really loud, like, wake up, like just, shit like that.
Yep.
But again, I need to keep reminding myself it's a brand new team. There's a ton of new guys. We're still getting guys in and out. He's still kind of trying to figure out that top 7. And Kim even said it at the press conference. He's still trying to kind of figure out who's going to play. He also mentioned Rich. It sounds like he doesn't know what's going on with that. There's still a chance that Rich plays at some point this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did mention that Rich probably would have played last night,
right,
which was interesting. So
it seems a little weird because he was DNP for both exhibitions. He was on the sidelines yesterday, but wasn't in the building. I think it was a concussion for the Harvard scrimmage. A little weird. You mentioned the press conference and Kim talking about the rotations. Kim dropped a 6-7. He dropped a little one of these. Are we gonna have a 6-7 counter for Kim this year?
6-7 counter. Yeah, I mean.
Speaking of that, sorry, go ahead, Lev.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say it's funny hearing Kim do that. When you hear Kim like be goofy, it's like he's not an unfunny guy, but like he's very serious. He takes himself very seriously. He's very professional, you know. So when he sneaks in humor, it's like it's really snuck in. It takes you by surprise. So,
And he has 2 younger daughters too, and he said that he was like, my younger daughters are gonna love that I just did this. But yeah. I think you were sitting next to me, and they had a 6-7 cam going like when the game was going on.
Yes.
It's like, what are we doing here, guys? Let's lock in.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a couple things about the in-game atmosphere. I think that was, listen, opening night, it's different than like a high pressure Big East game in the middle of February. The in-game atmosphere was not crowd-wise, but the graphics on the screen and everything, not what we were used to. I saw a lot of people complaining there was no cup shuffle or shoe shuffle. The yes we talked about a couple episodes ago, nothing.
No Friar.
The Friar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like there was a lot missing yesterday.
Definitely.
Game 1 for everyone.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, we got to work out the kinks. I had a laundry list of things. Some things I don't really want to talk about on the show. Like, I'm not a huge fan. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not a huge fan of the in-game MC. Especially like he's not really a PC fan, so not really going to go there. But there is the games. How about the game? I wasn't a big fan of the games. The audio on the scoreboard, the pregame video was very low. Again,
I couldn't hear it.
Couldn't hear it at all, which is bad because you're trying to get the boys fired up. Mm-hmm. It's been so much better in the past. So when it's not good, it's very disappointing, especially with the technology that we have now. The pregame videos, they should be amazing with the technology that we have. I'm relatively unimpressed. The one they had in like 2009 was better than the one they have now. So
now, are you talking about the video or the audio itself? Because I really like the PPAC theme. Are you talking about the intro video?
The PPAC one is okay. There was another one that it was like before the PPAC one. It's like a little bit of like a history one. I don't know, but the audio too. The audio on the PPAC one was terrible.
Agreed.
I did like how they had the Diplomats, the Dipset instrumental for when they announced the players. I thought that was cool. I forget what Dipset song that was, but that was fire. I know any video editing, any stuff like that is tough. So I guess that's all subjective. But I had a hard time paying attention because I actually was standing next to Mac at the time. I kept being like, I can't hear it. I can't hear it. So like I wasn't paying attention to it because I was like, what, guys? But yeah, no. The band I thought was great.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the band was awesome. They played a couple great songs. I forget what some of them were, but they were bumping. I was able to get some man on the street interviews before the game with some of the students. So you find that on our TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. we're trying to get more in touch with the students. So I asked a lot of those kids who I interview if they listened to Divine Providence or knew what it was, and basically all of them had no clue who we were. So that's just kind of showing me we got to get more in tune with the student body. So hopefully we can do some more of those going forward.
Yeah, there's a burner side, and then there's like an Instagram side, right? And I think where we kind of fall short is the Instagram side, and that's where you were. That's the Friar Fanatics, which is like a fan group amongst the student body. And I think you did talk to the person that runs it, and that's that's a little bit of a different. There's almost like a kind of a civil war amongst the PC student fans. So we're if you went to the other side though, then they would definitely know us. So
I didn't realize that. Yes, Mac told me that. What did you say on the side that the band is on? It's more
From what I heard yesterday, the side that the band is on is more underclassmen, and the opposite side, I think the side that the opposing team shoots on in the second half is more upperclassmen. I could be wrong on that. That was just what I heard from boots on the ground, but it's obviously not like black and white like juniors and seniors here, or sophomores and freshmen here, but generally speaking.
Yeah. But I thought it was a great turnout from the students and from, all the fans in the seats, whether it be season ticket holders, local people, alumni. I thought for opening night against Holy Cross, like we said, coming off a dismal season, I thought it was a great turnout last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, I think I said an episode or two ago, like when they were putting up the banner after the 2022 season, the following opening night, place was dead. I got $8 tickets. I was 3 rows up, whatever it was. It was dead. It was a ghost town. And even last year was a pretty solid turnout for opening night. But this one was, what was the attendance? 9,500 in an 11,000 seat stadium or something?
Yep.
So
about 90, 91.
91.
Yep.
And that's a bye game on a Monday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're playing a team that's outside the top 300 in Ken Palm. Like, what are you really getting up for? You're coming off a 12-win season. So insane turnout, in my opinion, for an opening night like that.
Yeah, we were just below UConn in attendance. I mean, Marquette, they had 13,000 strong. They draw really, really well. They're also in a huge city with, they do like Marquette there. Xavier draws really well. Creighton is the best. They're the best in the league, but we're top 5 in the league always. I do want to talk about the game a little bit more. So, where I would like to start is the player impacts. So, this game was weird because it was like the second unit obviously was far and away so much better than the first unit. But the first unit, I really think will figure it out. And to add to that, Oswin was probably the best overall all-around player on the floor when he was on the floor. He was at a plus 18. So, that's huge. The problem is you got to keep him out of foul trouble. How do we do that? Is he ever going to get it? Is he ever going to figure it out? Because that's the key, honestly.
It's a great question because I don't know how, and you need some help from the refs too. You had Gaffney again last night, and you had some phantom calls per usual. But we won't go there. But Oswin had 4 fouls last night, and that just can't happen. I'm a little bit worried about the size on this team, and again, we don't want to speak ill on any of the student athletes here, and we're going to do our best to not do that. So I am still high on Cole Hargrove, but after watching the replay last night, thought he was kind of struggling a little bit to get up and down the floor, struggling to kind of finish at the rim a little bit. I think there's a lot to be improved there with Cole, but I totally think he can do it. But as of right now, looking at it, besides him, Pinnis isn't even getting in the games. You don't really have any depth here with size. If this kid gets hurt in a big game, we might be screwed.
I don't know if depth is the word I would use. Just the way I see it, Cole Hargrove, although he was underwhelming Monday night, he's not an Anton Bonk. He's sure as shit not a crease to
Oh
Snyder
no,
Cup. You know what I mean?
no,
So,
no, no,
like,
no, 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 no.
you know, but yeah, getting up and down the court, like, yeah, I can agree with you on that. There were some lapses. Obviously, I think I don't know if he's a senior or a grad student, but you'd like to see those things kind of clean up. But listen, if Osman is in foul trouble this consistently, and you hope he's not, you're going to need Hargrove to step up because, like, the second team looked good. I mean, that whole second team could end up starting a game this year.
Mm-hmm. I
They
agree.
looked real good.
Yeah, no, I agree. And honestly, I mean, at this point, like, I'm in the camp of if Oswin does pick up a quick foul, then take him out with just one. The problem is this happened against Harvard and Holy Cross. And the way Kim built this team is very similar to the team he played on at Missouri when they were a 2 seed in the tournament and they were very successful. They played 4 guards and they had a really dominant center. And they kind of just funneled the defense to the center. And when you have such an anchor, right, a defensive anchor, everyone's getting out on shots a little bit more because you can kind of leave your post, right? You can leave the block a little bit better and know, like, all right, your assignment down low is going to be taken care of. You know, Oswin is a good help defender, and he can block a ton of shots. I mean, he has incredible athleticism. He had 4 blocks last night in a very limited amount of time. The problem is once he comes out, it's a domino effect. Everything falls apart. So, like, you really have to figure out a way to not just have the first half go to waste because they built a really nice lead against Harvard and Holy Cross, and then Oswin gets into foul trouble, and they have a ton of open looks. Granted, this kind of same thing happened, twice in a row, where it was like they just couldn't miss. But you can't use that excuse for a very long time. It can't be like that all year. So you have to figure that out.
I think I was saying to you guys after the game the other night, like, yeah, I do agree. Harvard couldn't miss in the second half. Holy Cross couldn't miss in the second half. But like you said, Leb, that can only be an excuse for so long. Eventually something has to change where you can't put them in a position where you could just chalk it up to, oh, well, they can't miss. Like, the defense in the second half, I think, was the glaring issue. You're not closing out on threes. You're not keeping guys honest. And that leaves wide open shots. It's not like every single 3 that Holy Cross hit, they were smothered, double teamed, hitting a fadeaway from the logo off 1 foot. Like, you're leaving guys open, and it's plain and simple. And, I don't know if it's the team's getting complacent in the second half or what, but it's a 2-game trend now, and that's 2's a streak. So,
Yeah, that was just the most frustrating thing of last night was just watching them get just wide open looks, and it's just super frustrating. And I heard in the post-game presser, Jones mentioned being tired at some point, and Vaaks mentioned being tired. So I don't know if that was the case, but they were rotating in 10 guys. So I don't know how tired the guys could have been, but they might have been tired. Maybe they're still getting their legs under them because it seemed like they've just been kind of struggling to close out. It's been struggling with some of these rotations and the on-ball defense. They're not being dogs here in the second half and just really locking in. And you play against a Creighton or something like that, like you're in big trouble.
I'll tell you what they need, I'll tell you what they need, especially in the second half. They need to go to the hard hat.
Yeah, there we go.
They need to strap it up.
Strap it up, fellas.
Get the hard hats on. And, this is the difference between a Kim team and a Cooley team. We're used to, the Cooley years. He was here for so long, right? Where you have the flex offense, which was terrible to watch. But the defense was always solid, and it was tough. And even if the defense wasn't good, they were going to be tough. Like, they were going to be gritty and strong and tough. And now you have an NBA style offense where you could put up 115 points in a night, but you have an NBA style defense too that kind of goes with it. And we've seen that twice now. So, you have to be tougher on defense. This is the Big East. You cannot go into Madison Square Garden and play soft defense. You can't go into, Connecticut and play soft defense. You have to be tough. That's it.
Yeah. Holy. You got to lock in. You got to put the hard hats on. Get the lunch pail. It's nothing but
Yep.
blue collar defense down the other end. Slap the floor, locked in. Holy cross. You couldn't hit a shot in the first half. I mean, neither could we. We struggled shooting the three. They couldn't either. So it makes these, 3-point numbers look a little bit better for us. But they were 11 for 33 from the game, shooting 33% from three. But it was really that second half that was hard to watch. What do you guys think, against a team like Virginia Tech, and you're playing against a potential NBA draft pick? What do you do this week in practice to kind of shore up some of that stuff?
I think, on the defensive end, obviously that's the glaring issue. You got to. I like that they were forcing turnovers in the first half. Both games, the exhibition and last night, they're forcing turnovers. They're jumping passing lanes. They're deflecting passes. They look good, and I don't know if it's a complacency. Like, you got to put together 40 good minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, you had a 17-point lead against Holy Cross, and
20 was your largest lead.
20 was the largest lead. You let it get down to 8?
6.
It
was a 6-point game.
Yeah,
like 6, 7. Like,
that was
that's what Mike lost it. Yeah,
that was my fucking crash. I was literally leaning on Leb, like holding on to him, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
It was honestly awesome. I loved it, dude. It felt great to be back in the dunk.
But I was in like good time mode, like halftime. We're up by, I forget we're up by half, whatever. But like, we're having a good time. Oh, the band, let's go. We're back here, and then it's like, back to this shit. I'm like, God, can we just have a fun game? Like, I'll end up having a heart attack one day, but at least I'll die doing what I love.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But so my point being, though, that's not going to hold up against a power conference team.
No,
right.
A team with any dignity, especially like a guy with NBA draft potential, who, by the way, had an off night Monday night. I think he was like the fourth.
$4, by the way.
Yeah, Neoclis of Dallas. Off scoring night. I'm not saying that's gonna be the norm, but they got other guys that can get it done. This isn't a team that's gonna slouch over when you get up by 20. So it might fly against a Patriot League team. It's not gonna fly against an ACC team.
Virginia
you got to
Tech
clean up
their first game 98-67 against Charleston Southern.
Mm-hmm. So
Blue blood.
A couple things about that. One thing that stood out to me is Abdallas he only had 10 points.
He had 8 points.
They had 2 guys that had 20, or one was 20, one was 19. They still put up a ton of points. But I was told today, I don't know if this is accurate, I was told by a good source that the team they played, Charleston, it was Charleston College of Charleston. Is that what it is? Southern Charleston?
They're the Charleston Southern Buccaneers.
Okay. They are the smallest team in Division I college basketball. So that's of note, right? And, I would take that with sort of a grain of salt. Having said that, I always thought Virginia Tech, this is going to be your probably toughest game until San Diego. I think this is tougher than at Colorado. I think this is tougher than, the Penn State MTE. So until you get to San Diego, this is going to be your biggest test. So, I think this is to all the fans listening, especially to Joey Cannoli. If they lose, don't crash out. Don't kill yourself, because it is okay. We need a win. I heard people saying it's the biggest game of the season. That's wrong. It's definitely not. But they got to do a good job. They got to keep it close. And I really would love for them to win. And I think that they should win. And it's important that they do. But it's not the end of the world if they don't.
We've had some tough times at Mohegan. I haven't had that much fun there, if I'm being completely honest. The most fun I had was when I told you guys when I was on TV on ESPN when they played Notre Dame and LaDante hit a huge 3. think they won that tournament. I'm pretty sure that was for the championship. That was the most fun. And then remember we got our doors blown off by Michigan, right?
Yeah.
And then they lost again to somebody else in that tournament. And then last year, St. Bonaventure, that was horrible. So hopefully we change that. But like you were saying, Lev, yeah, the guys that had 19, the guy who had 19 is Toby Lawai. He had 20 points, 12 rebounds. And then Amani Hansberry had 19 and 13 boards. So those two guys it looks like they had a nice game. And Avdalis only had 8 points, 9 assists, 3 boards. So just a couple of guys to look out for.
And so Mohegan's like a pseudo home game. Like it's the Mohegan curse is weird. Obviously, Mike, you just rattled off these like scarring games, but I think it was Miami they lost to a couple years ago as well.
Yeah.
But it's a pseudo home game. Like you would think you're playing against the Bonnies, a Penn State, Virginia Tech. You're by far much closer. Like your fan base is much closer. This should act as a pseudo home game, and it's just there's ghosts in that building, man.
Yeah, and another thing too, everyone is a little jaded from, not to beat the shit out of that word, but everyone's a little jaded from the 2 years ago, the tournament where the Big East had a ton of tournament snubs. It was PC, it was St. John's. There was a lot of teams that should have made it, and it came down to the conference just not being that good. But the conference this year is going to be good. So if you're in the non-con, right, this was a big topic last year more. Like, everyone was freaking out because if you're in the non-con and you don't advance through, the metrics, Ken Palm, etc., then there's only so much ground you can make up in Big East play. But the conference this year is totally different. And I think when you look at it 1 through 11, from top to bottom, this could be the deepest league we've seen in many, many years. You have 2 top 10 teams. You have a lot of bubble teams. And then you don't, like, you have Seton Hall, who's bad. But that year that they had 2 snubs, Georgetown and DePaul were in the low 300s of Ken Palm. That's tough to come back from. They brought
I think Georgetown, not to cut you off, sorry. I just wanted to chime in on DePaul and Georgetown. I think they went a combined like 2-38 that year in conference.
Right. Yeah.
Like that was
brutal.
ugly.
Yeah. So it's not going to be like that. Like these non-con games are important, but I hate when people say, "Oh, if you don't win, against Virginia Tech, season's over." It's just not the case. So.
And if you're on the fence, don't be. Come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all the support we can get. Come
100%.
out. All of us are going to be there, right?
Yes,
I'll be
sir.
there. Yep.
Well, I'll be there. I'll probably hang out in that sports book bar before if you want to come and chat some ball with us. But need all the support. I forget what the does the students, do they have a bus coming over from campus? I forget what the student turnout was like at these.
I don't think last year. I don't think they did. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, hopefully they do.
Last year we were talking about it. The crowd wasn't that great last year.
Yeah, for either side, really.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think two Power 5 teams. That should help. PC fans do travel relatively well. Last year was weird, man. I felt like people were just so checked out. So fast. It was like they just didn't give it any chance.
Yeah, that was tough. But going back to the Holy Cross game, I mean, let's talk some Jameer Jones and Stefan Vaaks here. I mean, 2 freshmen coming out, having an unbelievable game in their debuts. Jameer Jones, 7 for 7 from the field. Stefan Vaaks, 5 for 9 from the field. He was 3 for 7 from 3. And a couple of the ones that Vaaks missed from 3 easily could have went in. This guy is going to catch fire at some point. He's going to go crazy. Just wait for it.
There were a couple moments last night where you could see Vaaks like come off an off-ball screen catch. I think he had one shot in the corner, and you could just feel everyone in the stadium just like you knew if that shot went in, that stadium was gonna pop. Like you were gonna go deaf if that shot went in. There were 9,100 people who knew this guy was catching fire. It was beautiful to see. Vax up. I'm vaxxed all the way up. Leb, props on calling your shot because he looks good. Just polished, man. Like real good, real exciting. And the fact that these two kids are coming off our bench right now, you know what I mean? Unreal.
Yeah. And I mean, to start, we'll start with Vaaks. This is the most polished freshman I've seen in PC history, not even close. You know, I don't want to be crass. I don't want to be egregious, but I can't remember seeing a freshman that's come into the dunk, right? Come into the dunk and be that polished. And I think that's somewhat expected because obviously he played pro ball, but like this kid can move. He can move with the ball. He can move without the ball. He gets in the passing lanes. I mean, on ball defense, I'm not a huge fan of what I saw last night, but that's not really, you know, we can work with that. He can dribble. He can shoot lights out. He can take to the rim. He's fast. He's got huge fucking hands. He's 6'7". You know, he like I really, really love this kid. I really, really love this kid. I think he is probably going to be a one and done. You know, him and Jameer Jones combined, like that's like, you know, Billy Bean trying to create Jason Giambi in the aggregate. Well, that's like fucking LeBron James in the aggregate. If you combine their two skill sets, like you have LeBron.
Yeah.
Sue
You know what
me.
else I love to see? From Vaaks, 6 for 6 from the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just love a good made free throw. Just makes your life a lot easier. Jones he was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. So that was really good to see from those two guys. Jones is just a beast, man. How about the alley-oop? He's like above the rim, and he just threw the ball into the hoop.
It was awesome.
Nasty.
Unreal.
And the aura he has after he dunks, he just like does one of these, and he's like, "The fuck out of here!" I'm like, "It's the real deal."
Now,
I know.
I did hear actually. Speaking of the celebrating after a dunk, I did hear may have gotten ripped in film for that because of the pace. Because of the pace that the Friars want to play with. I think Kim talked about it in an interview. Maybe it was after the Harvard exhibition, but like the minute details of missing a step on the inbound. Like if you're celebrating and you're half a step behind the inbound, like you're behind schedule and you're letting up a 5-on-4. So that's one thing I want to watch with Jameer is because he is a freak athlete. An all-American caliber on-ball defender, built like a linebacker, but he's got a little bit of the AAU swag to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of a, like you said, a little flex, little talk your shit, let him know you're there. But like I think Kim wants to run a tight ship, and I think that's one thing I want to pay attention to is Jameer getting back on defense? Like he might have just had a 360 windmill dunk, put his nutsack on Bryce Hopkins' forehead. Is he getting back on defense right away? Like I think that's the thing that Kim wants to focus on with him is the discipline.
But this is what it's about. This is what you need, especially in on a rainy Monday night against Holy Cross. Like you need someone to bring the energy, and Jameer Jones was bringing it. I mean, he was talking shit when he was guarding the inbounds pass, like just like laughing at the kid, and then he tipped it, and like they got a steal off it, and he started like laughing in the kid's face, and then like he's getting in their face after a dunk, like he's celebrating after a dunk, and like concentrate on the game, obviously get back, but you got to celebrate your wins, and I love that. And then Vaaks getting pumped up. I mean, Vaaks pulled up from fucking I don't know how to say this, Tabasalu, that's where he was born, and fucking buried one from the elbow. Nice. Jared Bynum from Pawtucket. No, Stefan Vaaks from Tabasalu. Shout out Estonia. We have a few Estonian listeners.
Shout out Estonia.
RSS. Yes. Big shout out to Estonia.
Are we the official basketball podcast of Estonia?
Probably not,
that-
because it's a big basketball country, but we're the official college
True, yeah.
college basketball podcast of
Summer saying.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, his just like you said, his stroke just looks polished. Just looks like an NBA three. Just the three he hit in the corner. He's like falling away and just draining threes. Like you could tell this kid played in a professional league. Like and you're seeing that immediately. And like you said, Leb, he's probably the most ready freshman we've ever seen. As far as since I've been watching games. The other guy I wanted to talk about it's just great to have this kid. He's just old reliable, Mr. Ryan Mila.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid led the team in steals, four steals. He's also getting into passing lanes. He's getting to the basket. He finishes down low and just is contorting his body in weird ways, and he still finishes, and he uses the glass in a great way. He's just a great guy to have on your bench or start. Who knows? When the team's struggling, you get him in. He digs in on the defensive end. You just got to love a guy like Ryan Mila.
Dude, after he made real quick, Mac, I want to say this because this pertains to you. After he made a layup, it was like they needed a bucket, like they had given up a couple buckets, and he just he drove for the hoop, made a layup, and I was like, "Oh, reliable." I literally said that exact thing, and I opened up Twitter, and Mac, you had posted the SpongeBob, meme.
the all reliable.
Yeah, all reliable. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like I literally said this exact thing out loud to a few people. And,
That's funny.
And then you tweeted it, so I thought that was funny.
I had a light bulb moment about Ryan Mila during the game last night. I think, myself included, but like a lot of people last season were almost like, it was almost like a backhanded compliment. It's like for a really bad team, Ryan Mila is really good. Like I feel like it was almost that conception, like that vibe around him. But like, at what point do we just admit, okay, this guy came in under recruited, 2 or 3 star recruit, and he's just a quality Big East player who would be a rotation piece on pretty much any team in the country.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's a quality, he's the quintessential glue guy, does everything right. But it's like, you wouldn't have thought that because no one going into his freshman year expected him to get any run.
And this is why I was saying before, like when we were talking about Seton Hall not too long ago, how literally anyone in the Big East can be good, especially when you have, like, Seton Hall has money to spend, enough money to put together a good roster. Literally, Vaaks chose to come here because we sold him on it. He chose us over Arizona, over Gonzaga, teams that were really after him. Ryan Mila, anyone could afford Ryan Mila. Anyone could have recruited Ryan Mila. Any Big East team could have got Ryan Mila. Anyone could have gotten Stefan Vaaks in the Big East. Realistically, a lot of teams probably could have got Jameer Jones as well. Jalen Sellers, Duncan Powell. Like, Duncan Powell literally committed to another Big East team. So this is where it comes down to, having guys that just work so hard in your organization is going to be the difference maker. And this roster looks like it's put together with grit. Like, they didn't just, go for the easiest grabs. They have some really good diamonds in the rough.
No, and I completely agree. Yeah, hard hat guys here.
Yeah.
And I thought that was on display last night when, your guys that were off your bench ended up being the reason why you won this game. And I think that's a good transition for us to just highlight some of those guys in the starting lineup that didn't have a great night. And that's okay with a kind of deep roster like this. These guys are going to be fine.
Right.
Powell's going to be fine. Edwards is going to be fine. Sellers still had 12 points. It seemed like a quieter night than that, but he had 12 points. Floyd had 12 points for you. Edwards had 11. Powell had 6. Oswin had 4. Powell, he had good looks. A couple of those threes were right at the rim. Powell was 1 for 7 from the field. He was 0 for 4 from 3. They were right there. Like I think these shots are going to fall for him. I'm not worried about that. It seems like Edwards is also kind of like a microwave kind of player, and he needs to kind of get going, and he just kind of couldn't get into that second gear last night. But I think that's coming, and who knows? I bet you one of these guys ends up having a great game at Mohegan on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I think the silver lining, I guess, you don't want moral victories, but probably your three biggest transfers, I think we can all agree, had relatively off games. Didn't look like any of Sellers, Edwards, and Powell. None of them really looked like they got in any sort of groove. They combined, I believe, 1 for 13 from three, and the team as a whole was 7 for 26 from three. I can tell you Kim doesn't want to run a fast-paced offense and chuck threes at will with the goal of only hitting 7. Like, we talked about how Holy Cross they couldn't miss, but we couldn't hit the backside of a barn at least from a starting lineup perspective, early on.
Yeah,
right.
Edwards hit 1. Sellers also hit 1. So 2 out of the 3 guys, but I'm not concerned about those guys.
Definitely not. That's the thing. It was the studs that maybe didn't show up a little bit. Call it nerves, call it whatever, rust. Duncan Powell, I really think, is going to be a really good player for this program. I think Jason Edwards is a phenomenal scorer. I thought he was just trying to do a little too much, last night. And I think that's probably just him trying to identify his role. Is he going to be the number one guy in the offense, or is he going to be like more of a microwave type guy where it's just instant offense and then, all right, we're going to take a couple plays off or come out of the game, whatever. Last year, when you were looking at the team after the first couple of games, it was like, all right, well, you have Bensley Joseph. He looks good. But what do you have beyond that? I mean, Kreese can't catch the ball. Wesley Cardette, like I said, in the spaces was high. Jabri was Jabri the first month was like he would just spot up on the block. On the wing, and he was not contributing to like a full basketball game. Like he was just waiting to shoot, and then he kind of he figured it out, and then he got hurt. But it was like, what do you have? Like what do you have? And you didn't have Bryce. But this year, it's like, all right, like you have a problem. You have Vaaks. You got Jameer. Daquan Davis gave you great minutes, although he didn't score a point. He gave you really, really solid minutes. Oswin was incredible when he was in there, especially defensively. So it's just the studs got to figure it out. And then once they do, I think this team has the talent. Again, talent is the word to be a top 20 team.
How did we feel about Corey Floyd bringing the ball up last night? Edwards playing some off ball a little bit. What did we think about that last night? Floyd had 12 points on the night. He was 4 for 9 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. He had 3 assists on the night, leading the team. Him and Daquan Davis both had 3 assists apiece, which was the high for a single player.
Listen, Corey Floyd did what you'd like him to do. I was really mistake-free. Did he have any turnovers?
He had 1 turnover.
Okay, yeah. Like, I don't remember him necessarily, like, making any bad reads. He seemed a lot more, not trigger happy, but, like, more willing to take his own shot. Like, balls in my hand, you know what? I'm putting it up. Like, more confident almost.
Well, and sorry, Mac, but that just reminded me, that's Kim's theory, and he said it again in his press conference last night. If you're open, shoot the ball. If you're not, pass it. He said basketball is a simple game. If you're open, shoot it. If you're not, pass it. And he also mentioned, too, how they got to be better moving the ball when they're in that half-court offense. And we talked about that. We literally said that on this podcast. You have to move the ball. And Kim talked about that last night. I think, guys, a couple drives – not Leb, what was it we said that there was only how many assists in the first half? At one point there was like we've only had 7 assists in this game or something.
Yeah, it was like midway through the second half where we only had 7 assists.
Yeah, so that just goes to show you got to move. People need to get some more touches back on the other end. People can't be playing too much hero ball, which and it's going to call for it sometimes. Of course, it's going to call for ISO ball every once in a while. Get the ball, go to the rack, but I think there needs to be more of that sharing the ball. And again, first game and plenty to work on. And I have full faith in this whole entire team to start everyone get a touch.
Yeah, I liked Corey last night. I thought he was fine. I thought he played his role pretty well. He's not going to be the guy where you give him the ball and be like, go get us a bucket. Like we need a bucket. That's going to be probably Edwards or Vaaks or Jameer. But I thought he played his role well. He's got to be a leader. He's got to be tough on D. He's got to bring the ball up and knock down a couple threes. That's it. Call it a day.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Duncan Powell a little bit because I kind of just shit on him, Edwards, and Sellers for not hitting shots. But one, those shots are obviously going to start falling. Kim recruited these guys knowing they could shoot. But Powell, who was having a quiet night in the first half, found ways to affect the game, other than just scoring. I think Powell rebounded really well. For someone who I believe he was shorter than a lot of Holy Cross's bigs, but he looked like he was just like manhandling some of these guys in the post. Obviously, like I said, the scoring wasn't there, but like just physical. I know we talked about how depth at the big position might be an issue, could be an issue, but who knows? I mean, Powell plays like a 5 and he can pop out to the wing and hit some shots. So the shots are going to start falling, but I think he did a good job of rebounding and, affecting the game in other ways.
That shag cut, man, that's built for a hard hat. That's all you're going to see is just the shag coming out of the back. He's an athlete. He's a bruiser, but he's quick. He can step out. He's got a lot of skill. He, is a leader out there. He knows what he's doing on a basketball court. I really think he's going to be a star. For a guy that really didn't, stuff the stat sheet too much, I would say I'm sneaky, like very, very, very excited for Duncan Powell's year this year.
You had mentioned the hard hat. How about this? Friar Family Collective hit my line, NIL idea. You remember when they had the masks for ticket gains? I don't know if it was senior night, but when he had the mask and they gave him out in the stadium, bald cap, shag man cut on the back. Everyone's rocking the shag cut.
That'd be sick.
How about that?
I like that.
So a guy in my section,
they hit your line.
He had a headband.
I got ideas at the wazoo.
Yeah, I love the shag idea. I love the shag. Like you could do a headband and then it has a shag on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Just a headband because he rocks the headband.
True. Good call.
Yeah. A lot of these guys. Everyone has steez on this team. Like everyone's just got like their own kind of swagger about them. I like it.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very likable team so far.
Which is great,
refreshing.
Yeah. Like we needed this. I feel like it's just a bunch of good guys. They all seem like really good guys. When I was talking to some of the students doing like the man on the street, they were talking about how great of a kid Jason Edwards is. They were talking about how great Rich Barron is with the student body. He's always kind of getting involved. So just a lot of good dudes. And it seems like they all get along and they can all work together, which is great to see.
Yeah. So different from last year, and again, not to kind of go back to last year, but, we're just so many guys that just were not likable. Creased, JP, Bryce. I mean, JP, I like JP. He's fine, but
they lost last night.
Yeah, he had 5 turnovers.
Which kind of affects us, no? Wait, Jaden Pierre had 5 turnovers?
Yeah.
You're telling me Jaden Pierre had 5 turnovers?
Yep.
You shitting me? But yeah, I mean, if we get a crack at TCU in the MTE, holy shit, that's this month. If we get a crack at TCU, that's obviously one, that means we lost to Wisconsin probably, and B, that means it's probably not as highly ranked of an opponent.
Correct.
If they're taking losses in bye games. So
they lost to the New Orleans Privateers. Who the hell? What's a privateer? A privateer?
I think they play. Are they in the MEAC?
I'm looking now. Yeah,
they
lost 78. Yeah, they lost 78-74. Pierre logged 33 minutes. He had 2 boards, 1 assist, 11 points. And like you said, Levy, you said he had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I feel bad because it's like when you look at a stat sheet, no one can say like, oh, Jaden Pierce not a productive high major basketball player. But then when you watch him play, it's a different story. He doesn't play the team basketball that you want him to play. And obviously, I think that showed last night. I mean, 33 minutes probably was the most or close to the most on TCU.
They had a kid. They had a kid who logged 36 minutes. Brock Harding.
Jesus, they got no bench, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, if they're playing if Jaden Pierre is one of the guys playing 30 plus minutes on TCU, I like
feel good
our
about
odds
that.
against. Yeah, no disrespect. I feel good against. I like our odds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree.
they are not deep at all. I'm looking at this now. I mean, I don't know who these guys are, but like, really, no one logged that many minutes off the bench. Jeez.
Maybe injuries too. Who knows?
Yeah. Do we find anything out about what I'm gonna look this up. What a privateer is?
We gotta. Sorry. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say while Mike's looking that up, I want to go back to the freshmen because I think that is the
shocker.
All right. Anyway, glaring like bright spot from the game. That was crazy, Leb. That was so disrespectful. But two points regarding Jameer and Vaaks. One, I don't know if anyone notices, but the fact that Kim had two freshmen come up with him, Leb's giggling like a fucking school child over there, muted dickhead. The fact that Kim had Jameer and Vaaks come at the press conference, like they were sitting at the press conference with him, that is very uncommon for two freshmen to go up and speak to the media. Like, I think that shows. I mean, they were clearly the two best performing players last night, but to have two freshmen up there, talking to the media, that's I think it shows the trust Kim has in these guys. And like, and Leb, I know you mentioned the one and done thing. Like, I don't know if that's Kim trying to push these guys, kind of get their faces out there or what. But the second thing I had was regarding the one and done situation. I was thinking about this, and this is my little coping mechanism. Obviously, if either of these guys are a one and done, that means the Friars team's probably pretty competitive this year.
Definitely.
Yes.
My cope here is this freshman class is really, really, really good. So I think that could bode in our favor. Like, you got these Darren Petersons, who's the kid from Tennessee, the Boozers of the world, the Banters of the world. Like, this is like a loaded freshman class.
Kid from Arizona had 30 last night.
Yeah, I mean, so this is something that could bode in our favor, and maybe the draft stock isn't super high just because of how front loaded this class is. And even if Vaaks is a one and done worthy, maybe his draft stock's only like back half of the first or like early second.
Yeah.
And Lord willing, you get him another year. So
yeah, most of the time, especially with how much money is involved in college basketball today, you're not going to leave if you're a freshman and you're like projected to be a late first round or second round. But if you're projected to be top 20, you go and you should go. And I'm a big believer in that you should. And I think it helps the program. I think it's good for the program. I think you can. Yeah. I mean, imagine if Vaaks is a one and done. You can pluck a kid from Estonia and bring him here in a whole new atmosphere, a whole new style of basketball, whole new offense, literally whole new culture, and get him to the NBA, get him to be a lottery pick in 1 year. I mean, what a great thing to put on your resume to other international signees coming over, being like, well, where do I want to play? How about, let's start with the school that maybe, had a one and done from Estonia. Like, it's a pretty good place to start. The other thing I want to say is I'm glad that you brought up the, Vaaks and Jameer and the press conference thing. And I think that's Kim building a culture of earning it, where last year it was, he and Kim talked about this all summer. And all last year in the press conferences, he was saying how like it almost was like the vibe like things were given and they shouldn't have been given, but everyone's going to earn it. And the number one thing that made me realize that was the starting lineups, where typically you'd have literally the starting lineups last night in the intros were by number. So Jason Edwards was first, Corey Floyd was third, Oswin was last, he's number 55. Like, normally it would be like Corey Floyd last, he's the captain, he's a senior leader, then you got Jason Edwards fourth, he's like kind of like your premier player. None of that. Like nothing like that. You earn it and that's it. Everyone's even, everyone's on the same level. And Jameer Jones and Vaaks, well, they had a good game, so they're coming up to the podium. It's not going to be Corey Floyd. It's not going to be, Duncan Paul. It's not going to be Jason Edwards. It's going to be the two guys that earned it, period.
Mm-hmm. And Kim last year talked a lot about guys taking minutes. I think that's kind of where you were going, Leb, is no one on the team last year was taking playing time. Like it was just like they're expecting it to be given. No one was going out and like taking those minutes for themselves. I was actually watching it earlier today because I was bored and there's not as much college basketball content in my face as I expected. So I went on Peacock and I watched some stuff from Media Day. It's like hidden in the archives. Of Peacock. Like I didn't see the clip on YouTube. I didn't see the clip on Twitter. I didn't see it anywhere. But it was a great interview. It was Fanta and Kim English. And Kim talked about, and it goes to the culture of what I think they're trying to build right now is Kim's like, guys don't want to like guys will play if they're 50-50, like, oh, like my ankle's sore because they don't want to miss out on an opportunity to gain minutes. Like if you're sore or whatever, like guys want to go out there, practice, and compete because they know this team is deep and anyone can take these minutes at any given minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he alluded to that in the post-game presser last night. He said, if you turn the ball over, if you're not playing defense, you're going to come out of the game. If you're scoring, you're rebounding, like it doesn't matter who you are, he's going to keep you in the game. So it's great to see that. And, and you're going to get rewarded for playing hard. And a lot of these guys are going to want to play as much as possible and battle for minutes. They know how deep this team is. So I think that's going to create a lot of competition all year. And like I said, I think this group understands that. And I don't think that's going to end up being a bad thing. I think it's going to end up being a good thing for them. And then before I forget, we got to talk a little privateer here. Just really quick. This is really interesting to me. The New Orleans Privateers who beat Jaden Pierre's TCU Horned Frogs. They're privately owned ships and their crews that were authorized by a government during wartime to attack enemy ships, essentially legal pirates working for a country. So shout out to the New Orleans privateers.
That's
being
awesome.
Legal pirates.
That sounds like some NOLA Cajun shit. I could see some fucking Cajun dudes getting down on that. Shout out the French.
Yeah, you learn little history lesson here on divine providence.
See,
Cajuns are chill, man.
Not only are we a college basketball podcast, not only are we a food podcast, but damn it, you're going to learn some history.
Yep.
When are we getting into the food cast?
Well, we have a live review up right now. Wally's Wieners. Someone's like complaining about the Wally's Wieners. Like, I guess they're like, I don't know. Did Wally, did he commit like a fucking genocide or something? Like, why are people so against Wally's Wieners? Like, I get they took the place of, Marzilli's
Old
restaurant.
canteen.
Old canteen. I get that. But, I mean, Wally didn't go in there and fucking slit, Marzilli's throat. Like,
right.
I think
they had an opportunity and they took it. It's a great location. I don't think they drove him out.
I think I'm getting criticized for not going to a mom and pop shop and testing out some dogs. So if anyone, I literally just opened my phone and I didn't realize all the, but maybe we'll have to test out some wieners, some other places.
Do better.
I'm reading that now. Give me a break.
Listen,
give me a break. It's not that big of a deal. It's a couple hot dogs. It's a couple hot dogs close to the arena. And it's the how much of a chain are they? Isn't there only one in Newport?
There's like 2. And
Yeah, right.
also they are a sponsor like in the arena that we
Yeah,
are talking about the team that plays there. Like people
Brain dead
people
comment.
just want to be
Win
upset
these
about
days.
anything. Like it's
Brain
crazy.
dead
No
comment.
matter what. No matter what.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell. You know what, Mac? Thank you for doing the food review, and it was
Yes.
great.
Yeah,
I
no, I
appreciate
loved
it.
it.
And I liked
loved
it
every
as
second
well.
of it.
Okay, all right. What do we think about the alteration I made to the wiener? No mustard.
Well, I hate it. I personally
I
personally hate it.
don't like mustard, so I'll do like spicy brown maybe, but like I'd rather do relish and ketchup and onions in the
Well,
meat sauce.
The traditional mustard, like when you go to Olneyville, is not it's not crayon yellow mustard. They use it's like a deli mustard. It's I wouldn't call it a spicy bee. I would call it more of a deli, but it's not like crayon yellow. So, I mean, Mac, have you had a spicy brown or like a deli mustard, so to speak?
No, I'm not gonna lie, I have not.
There you go.
But, like,
So this is the problem.
regular
right?
mustard, honey mustard, like
Mhm.
it's fucking gross. If you're telling me mustard's the base of something, I don't
Mhm.
want it touching any of
Well,
my food.
We
I don't-
agree to disagree.
I don't want it in the
That's,
same room as me.
Get
How
out of here.
about that?
Mustard on mustard on the fries, man. You get the fries, mustard, black pepper, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm a big mustard fan. Dude, like 0 calories. You kidding me? It's just
See, all right,
vinegar.
that's fair. But just the
Ketchup's all
taste, man, I
sugar.
can't
You
get
need
past it.
that's like dumping a pound of fucking we'll put maple syrup on your fucking hot dog. The hot dog is a very fatty meat. The guy at Cat's Deli told me this very specifically because I was with someone that asked for mayo, and he like basically yelled at them, and he was like, "Dude, you can't put mayo on a fatty meat on a pastrami sandwich. You have to go mustard, and then the deli mustard is the acidity; it cuts the fat. It's perfect. So that's where mustard comes in. Same thing with a hot dog. That's why it's popular on hot dogs. It's it's a fatty meat, so you need the acidity.
Yeah, the low calorie thing on mustard, I can understand. However,
It's a
it
flavor
tastes
thing
like-
for me.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you're eating hot dogs, you're not looking to cut
well,
calories.
also
No, I agree.
like at the same time, it tastes like cat piss. You know what else has 0 calories? Fucking drywall. Like that doesn't mean it tastes good, right? Like
Yeah, brave.
so.
The
I'm just
this is
saying.
crazy now. I mean,
Just not a
ketchup on a
mustard
hot
guy.
dog is blasphemy.
Neither am I.
well, fair. But listen, I'm ketchup guy through and through.
I love
I will
ketchup.
say some people just have an aversion to mustard, and I can respect it. I'm not going to bust your balls too much, but what bothers me about people is when they go to Olneyville and they do, like 3 all the way, but the no onions. The onions are the best part, man. The onions are great. I
Yeah.
hate when people don't like onions, like especially like if
I
you're a
love
grown
onions.
man and you don't like onions. Like onions are phenomenal. They're a phenomenal vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's very versatile.
Great, exactly.
Cooked, not cooked. They taste different. Caramelized, not caramelized. It's I can really take something to the next level.
Yep.
What did I have with caramelized? Oh, I had a breakfast sandwich the other day at Gunther Tootie's in Quincy, and they added caramelized onions to it. It took it to the next level. It was outstanding.
That sounds phenomenal.
You know what else was phenomenal? According to Storm Eamon, I did take a bite of his. We went over to Track 15, and he got the fish sandwich from Dune Brothers. It really
He said
was.
it
I
was
took a
huge,
bite of
no?
it. It was massive. I took a picture of it. It was unbelievable. The slaw they had on there, and the fish was good. The bun was good. Dune Brothers is fire, man. It was good. And I got a couple of tacos from, I think it's called Dolores's, right next to it. It was pretty good. But the fish sandwich was the star of the show last night.
Now, Norm did say it was the best sandwich he's ever had, which
Yeah.
I've had it, and I agree that it's probably the best fish sandwich I've ever had. It's very good. I can't go that far, say it's the best sandwich I've ever had, but it's a very, very phenomenal sandwich. They do it's like a cornflake crust, and they fry it, and then with the coleslaw, and it's this nice, golden bun. It's very good. It's very, very phenomenal.
Yeah. Sometimes, and me and Storm can get like that. We have something, and I'm like, this is the best thing I ever had. Like, I was in Portland this week, and we went to this place, Wilson's, this barbecue place. And you can ask my friends I was with. I wouldn't stop talking about how it was the best barbecue I ever had. Which it probably in the end it wasn't, but it was so good in the moment. That's just what we do. We're loud. We're kind of crazy guys. That's what the human guys are.
I love the whimsy. I love the Portuguese whimsy. That's what it's all about. It's fucking great.
But if I did have to tell you the best, since we're talking about the best sandwiches we ever had, the best sandwiches I ever had was in Los Angeles, in LA at Langer's Deli. You guys ever heard of Langer's?
I have heard of it. Yes,
pastrami sandwich. It blew me away. It was unbelievable. I haven't stopped thinking about it since it was years ago.
Yeah. So that Cat's Deli is very similar from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Mike, you had mentioned the best barbecue you've ever had. Have you tried Dirk's in Providence?
Yeah, they're going out of business, right?
Really? I did not know that.
Really?
So my buddy he was born and raised in North Carolina, and he moved up here. He went to Roger Williams and stayed here after school. He raves about Dirk's, and he's like, dude, it is exactly like the barbecue down south. So that's insane to hear that they're going out of business.
It's very good. At the end of November. Yep. WJAR yesterday.
Damn.
Dirk's Barbecue in Providence closing at the end of November.
All right.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Another good barbecue place in Providence. Is it called the Great Lost Bear? Have you guys heard of that?
No, not at all.
No, wait, what? No. That. Wait, I'm way off. That's in Portland. Hold on. I'm close. This place is
Great Northern Barbecue.
Is that what it is?
That sounds familiar.
I think that's it. Great Lost Bear is a place in Portland. Yeah,
That's
Great Northern.
Portland.
Great Northern, outstanding. Since we're on the barbecue topic here, it's in Providence. It's very good.
Okay. I'm a big barbecue guy. Carolina mustard, man. Not to go back to mustard, but Carolina mustard. You give me some Carolina mustard. It's game over. It's nunites.
Big mustard guy over here.
It's more like a barbecue sauce, I will say. It's like a combo between the two.
I had some really good barbecue when we were in Dallas for the All-Star game a couple of years ago. Place Hurtado. So if anyone listening, you ever go to Dallas, you're in that area for a Cowboys game, Rangers, whatever, Hurtado across the street, unbelievable. I mean, these people know how to do barbecue down there.
I didn't
really
eat
good
in Dallas, but Terry Black's in Austin was
I've
really
heard,
good.
yeah, I've heard that's really good as well. And we went to a couple places in Kansas City when we were there for some Royal stuff for Underdog, and they have some unbelievable barbecue.
Yeah, they do it right, man. They do it right. I've heard they're like actually low key the best. And that in North Carolina. So shout out your boy, man. I've heard that those are like the two. Like people always want to crown like Texas, Oklahoma, whatever. But no, Kansas City.
Yeah,
and
people
North
say
Carolina.
it's Kansas City. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they throw down.
The food cast never disappoints, gentlemen.
Never.
What? All right. So who's doing a food review next? Who's trying a spot for the first time and documenting it for divine content?
We could do something at Mohegan.
Yeah.
We could do. I mean, there's nothing new. I mean, it'll be like us, like crushing Krispy Kreme, Chick-fil-A, Frank Pepe's.
I think Frank Pepe's is good because that's a Big East food. I mean, that's a Big East hard hat type food. The UConn fans practically run on Frank Pepe's. I mean,
yeah, they sweat Frank Pepe grease.
Yeah, Frank Pepe should be tried for his war crimes. What he's done to the University of Connecticut Husky fan.
Maybe we could do that and Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's
for sure.
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for it. We'll do a couple of them.
Yeah, we'll do a couple. Maybe I might have to have a cup of mud on the way on the way home.
Hot mud?
Like the drive?
Yeah, cup of coffee. I've been calling it mud lately.
Hot mud?
That's good. That's a good play. I mean, if you're a black coffee guy, you can call it mud. I'm
a black coffee guy. I don't put anything in my coffee.
Yeah. All right. Me too.
Nothing.
That's fair. That's valid. Then you can call it mud. If you're like putting stuff in, it's not mud. It's more like, yeah.
Cup of coffee.
Yeah. Just coffee.
What is the best coffee?
Oof.
Okay, so I have a take on this. I don't have an opinion, but I have a take on those who do have opinions.
Do you drink coffee, Mac?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
get Dunkin'. I'm not like really diving into like the best, like the Starbucks or where it's brewed, like none of that
Okay.
shit. That's sorry if this offends any listeners. I think you're getting into snobby territory if you care too much about what type of coffee you're drinking.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I agree with the like same thing with the beer people, beer snobs. Like give me a
Okay,
nice,
yep.
give me like black coffee from the Pike Place from Starbucks. Black is good.
Yes.
Very good coffee. I think that's
Yeah.
like my like go to.
I
I will
agree
say
with
this:
you.
I am not afraid every now and then if I'm feeling something cold, like a cold drink, and I don't want hot coffee. I'm not afraid to get, like a latte made by a girl with blue hair and a nose ring. Like I'm really not averse to that. In fact, Nitro Bar makes a really, really good latte. And you can call me whatever you'd like. You can make fun of me, which is totally fine. But I enjoy that every now and then. It's totally fine. It's not.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
it's not. It's not
fine.
bad. No, but
if I want the pumpkin bullshit, I'm getting the pumpkin bullshit.
right every
Like,
now and then I
don't.
like it. But if it's hot, there's nothing I want in my coffee if it's hot. Period.
Yeah, so the thing with Dunkin', whenever I go out and I have like a little bit of a drive in front of me, I just get Dunkin' like for the ritual. Like,
Mhm.
and you know who said that? There's a rapper from Amherst. I don't know if anyone has heard of this kid, DJ Lucas. Have you heard of him? Either of you? You guys would like him. He's actually pretty funny, and he has a lot of like bars about Western Mass, Boston. He talks about Massachusetts a lot. It's funny, but he's always talking about Dunkin', and he says, "I don't even like Dunkin'. It's just for the ritual." And I was like, "Wait a minute." I was like, "Yeah, the coffee isn't even that good." But it's
Right.
like it's right next to my house. There's like 9 Dunkins in Quincy. Not to mention the original Dunkin' is here just down the street.
That's right.
I don't have that. That's not the one that's next to me. But whatever. It's like popping the drive-through, grabbing ice, black, whatever, and just sipping on the way home.
Mhm.
But if I had to pick, you're right. I like Starbucks. It's just better taste of coffee,
Mhm.
obviously, than Dunkin'. And then if I go somewhere, I can't remember any off the top of my head, but like if I go to like Portland, oh shit, what was it called? We went to a place. It was really good. Tandem. It's in Portland. Good coffee place. I'll check one out here and there, but I'm not a snob by any means when it comes to coffee.
Yeah. Some people, get they do the pour over, where they get the good beans. And if you have hobbies and you're like that, that's totally fine. But I'm not a big coffee shamer. I used to be a little bit of a beer snob. One day I woke up and I was like, dude, IPAs fucking blow. Like, just give
Horrible.
me a
Can't
Bud
do it.
Light. Like, I used to be, dude. I was like 20. I was 21. I kind of got into making beer for a little bit, and literally I had to go to Awakening. I was like, this shit sucks. Like, just give me a fucking Mick Ultra, Bud
I
Light,
love Mick Ultra.
Natty Light. This is the best beer. That's what I want to drink.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. And same thing when it comes to like getting like a shipyard pumpkin. Give me the rim. I don't care. Make fun of me if you want. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's like a dessert.
100%.
I fuck with the rim.
100%.
I fuck with the rim.
How about
rim job?
Yeah, we're clipping that one.
No, pause.
The bar that's going on a quote card or something. The bar down the street from my house, they do it's an Oktoberfest with the rim and a little cinnamon sugar, caramel rim, cinnamon sugar, and they do a shot of green apple fireball.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Very fucking good.
Yeah, okay.
I don't taste the fireball at all, and it was glorious. I got
a lot of
15
people.
of them.
A lot of people think the Oktoberfest is a pumpkin beer. It is not. So that there's a big common misconception. I thought you were just going to say Oktoberfest with a rim, which I would be totally against. But with the green apple shot in there, I like that. I can get behind that easily. Easily.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Oktoberfest is a Marzen. This is my 2-year run of being a beer snob clown coming through. It's a Marzen beer. It's just basically, it's like a little sweet, brownish. It's not pumpkin. It's just a Marzen. So you learn something new.
Yeah, I love that. I like that's why I like the Shipyard. I'm getting that pumpkin taste. I like when is the pumpkin beer over? Is it soon? Is it before Thanksgiving?
It's got to be
Probably gonna run
soon.
through Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty soon. It depends which company. Like Shipyard's going to push it for a long time. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to milk it. Sam Adams, they switch over to the winter one pretty soon. You know,
Yeah. What's that? The Cold Snap?
Yep.
Cold Snap's late. No, Cold Snap's late winter, early spring. That's they have the Sam Adams has the winter lager, which is the December, like January one.
Which, yeah, there's really no like you don't think of like a Christmas beer.
Yeah,
it's more like cocktails. You get like a peppermint bullshit, whatever. Like I don't know,
a little bit of nog.
No eggnog. That's it. That's the holiday. That's the holiday drink or a Bloody Mary.
Okay, maybe in the morning I feel, but like for me, red wine is like the Christmas beverage. You know, the winter.
Sure. Good call.
Full time out.
Time out, guys.
Mike, I know you're Portuguese. Bloody Marys are fucking disgusting. Get those.
I'm not that big of a fan. I'll have a couple sips, but it's kind of heartburn in a cup.
Oh,
I like them, dude. They're good. Dude, you crush it with some black pepper, some horseradish, some Worcestershire
in there.
You know, fucking lemon, little shrimp on top, little bacon on top. Good night, man. That's great, dude. It's phenomenal.
Horseradish.
My family loves them, so it's like Christmas morning and at our Christmas party, everyone's making Bloody Marys in the Eamon Natali household. But I've never really liked it that much. It's like I said, it's like I feel like I'm drinking like pasta sauce with booze in it.
Yeah, not a fan. Never been a fan. Tried it once, almost threw up. The tomato juice, the horseradish, I can't do it.
I can see it. I can see both ways why people would love it or hate it. So yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on that.
I like it.
I'm being too negative on these food takes today. I feel like I'm just saying I hate everything.
When I first met you, you were like, "Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that." Now you're like, "I don't like this." Dude, you're becoming me. Like, don't become me. Dude. You don't want.
I think I might be rubbing off on him too because I could be negative a lot. Lebetta called me out a couple of times last night because I want him to bring in Jameer Jones in the second half. I'm like, "Where is this guy?" And Lev was like, "It's only been 5 minutes, dude." I was like, "I want him in the game."
Yeah, that was pretty funny. It did feel like, I will say, it did feel like he was out for a while. But that's just how big of an impact he makes. Like, it was 5 minutes of gameplay. It was like 15:06. I looked up at the clock, and you were like, "Dude, is Jameer Jones is he hurt? Did he transfer? Like, did he have a death in the family?" Like, I'm like, dude, it's been 5 minutes. Like, I think he's look, there he is. He's coming in now. He's going to the scorer's table right now. Like,
I was chirping in Lev's fucking ear all half.
No, I loved it. Don't think I didn't love it. I loved it, but like I just was trying to be the rational, like
I needed
angel
that.
on the shoulder.
Yeah,
I well, now that we're back to basketball, Mike, you had mentioned earlier, Kim. He's taking a guy out. If you're not doing your job, he's taking a guy out. There were a couple possessions where he seems like clearly very short leash. Like I think Jason Edwards was in for like 2 minutes. They get on a fast break. He tries to take it himself, dribbles into a triple team, ends up being a turnover, and like drop of a dime, Kim turns, points to Vaaks, and he's like, "Yo, you're in."
Yeah.
So short leash, and I think that's an advantage, obviously, to having a deep team is like, hey, if someone's having an off night, you're playing like shit, you're not playing team basketball. Not to say Jason Edwards was playing like shit or wasn't playing team basketball, but Kim can just be like, all right, I'm going to close my eyes, point somewhere on the bench, you're going in.
Yeah.
So
Cooley rarely did that. I felt like it was when Cooley pulled someone from a mistake, it had to be something really bad and it was very theatrical. It was like, he was stomping his feet. He was, like, oh, get him, like yelling, like Cooley obviously loves the spotlight. It was very theatrical. With Kim, it's more like, all right, like just get in there, buddy. Get him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kim's never too high, never too low, 99% of the time.
Speaking about coaches, it was great to see Ryan Gomes on the bench last night, and you could see him talking to a lot of the guys. I think he's really connecting with some of these players, all these players. And he also usually on the way home, me and my dad will put on Hassett and Rook, the post game show on the ride home, and they had Ryan Gomes come on to talk after, and he's so well spoken and super calm, and was just kind of saying kind of what we've been saying, like, first game, these guys are all still kind of getting used to each other, but he's talking about the camaraderie on the team. So I love having Ryan Gomes on the bench. It's awesome.
I will say I went back and watched the broadcast this morning. Not obviously as intently as like when I was in the building, but just kind of passively had the game on. And they came back from a timeout and they were talking about the head coaches, English and Holy Cross's head coach. And when they do a shot, it's like one head coach and then they pan to another. And they're obviously talking about the two head coaches. The shot was on Ryan Gomes. Like, I don't know if the camera crew didn't know what was going on. I'm like, that is never been less Kim English. That is totally our assistant coach.
I missed that.
Yeah,
I love
but
that guy, man.
Also, what do you guys think about the ESPN Plus thing? I'm not sure how many games we have on ESPN Plus in the non-con, but how do we feel about that?
Well, I'm not a huge ESPN guy, but that's fine. I'll watch whatever we're gonna watch,
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it regardless.
Yeah.
So the games that are on ESPN Plus are home against Penn. I'm going to be in the building for that. At Colorado is on ESPN Plus. So that's an issue. Home against New Hampshire is on ESPN Plus. I think I'll be there. And then home against Fairleigh Dickinson is on ESPN Plus. Something might be going on for that game. So potentially December 2nd. We're not going to say what it is, but would be pretty cool if you win.
Oh, is it
fill the building?
Everybody went. Fill the building
against FDU.
Against FDU.
December 2nd.
December 2nd. I don't know.
That would suck if this place was sold out.
Yeah, be terrible if everyone came to the game that night.
That'd be tragic if it was the hottest ticket in town on that particular day.
It's on ESPN Plus. You can't watch it. Come to the building.
I mean,
it's the only option you got. You gotta watch it.
Maybe.
And there's only 11,000 seats. So like, get them while you can. It's gonna be the hottest ticket in town. Like,
probably buy it now.
Might as well.
Yeah, I would.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what you're getting at, but
I think I told you guys.
Yeah, I think.
All right.
Do we want to get to the questions? We forgot to.
Last episode. We do have to get to these. I'm sorry, I have to pee though. So.
Go
take a pee.
No worries. I'm also gonna rip one too. So. Vaaks News, by the way, sneaky candidate for like one of the better burner names, or at least new burner names this year. Vaaks News, and it's just Friar Dom at a news desk. Said good depth. Controlled the game for 35 minutes, cold start, winning the turnover battle. Best part about being 1-0 is the opportunity to be 2-0. Well said on that front. I don't think we controlled the game for 35 minutes, though. I don't know what you guys think.
No, sorry, Leb. The only thing I would say is, for as mad as I was, I never thought we were going to lose that game.
Yeah.
Well said.
And so that's what I would say about that.
I would say, when you say control the game, I would say we probably did control the game. I mean, really, the only time it felt like it was maybe getting, close was Holy Cross was just chucking it. And they were just, it was a couple Hail Mary threes. And, so I feel like that's not really losing control. I feel like we were in control.
And is it just me, or do people shoot lights out against us all the time? Or is that just me being...
Oh, it's been that way.
I just feel like just forever. I feel like people come in here and just shoot lights out. I don't know.
No, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's not a bad take.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't miss, but I don't know. It just, to me, maybe I just have a different definition of like controlling the game. Not necessarily just playing with a lead, but like commanding that lead. And like you can't just pick a 5 or 10 minute section of the game and who's the better team is in question. And I think that was probably in question the back half of the game. Maybe from like the 15-minute mark to the 5-minute mark in the second half. Holy Cross, I mean, the point differential, I'm spitballing, but it was probably, plus 10, plus 15 first stretch. Just to me, I just didn't think they controlled it for 35 full minutes.
Okay.
Sean Kelly said, Friars go back-to-back years of putting 2 players on the Big East all-freshman team. Sneaky, if Jameer and Vaaks do end up being all Big East freshmen, that would be 5 all-freshman teams in 3 years, because if you count Rich Barron the year before that as well.
Yeah, I forgot about Rich. Yeah, Rich made it. He had a good freshman year.
So you'd have Rich, Mila, Oswin, Vaaks, Jameer. How many other high school recruits has Kim had? We got to count Delorier, I guess.
Do we?
For the sake of argument, like it's not like Kim's batting 1,000. You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
Who was the other kid too? He transferred. What was his name?
Oh, Santoro.
Yeah.
Who I believe was teammates with Garway Dual before coming to PC. Is that correct? Is that another one that we got to count?
Was Dual Kim?
Well, yes, but kind of
no.
He committed with Cooley. Kim retained him. So
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess it's a little bit of gray area, but Kim's swinging a hot bat with high school recruits. Unfortunately, we're in the NIL era where you got 26-year-olds still playing, so they're probably a little more valuable. But as far as high school recruiting, Kim's swinging a hot bat.
Yeah, well said.
OB said only one game, but defense could be yet again a huge issue. Is it a lack of intensity, rotation issues? We can't outscore everyone. If Holy Cross scores 79, what are Big East teams going to do with it? That's an interesting one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would say like if it's tough. Like it's one game. I wouldn't say that just because Holy Cross put up 79 points that Big East teams are going to put up 100 points on us. Like I think that's kind of just like a little bit of oversimplifying it. It's also game one, but I think that there's enough cause to be concerned when you go up against a juggernaut offense like a UConn or St. John's. Yeah, but we are a juggernaut offense ourselves, in my humble opinion. So
it might be all the above of what he mentioned, rotations and intensity. You have to go wire to wire here, and we've seen it against two teams like Harvard and Holy Cross where you really couldn't slam the door shut. And I'm not saying that that's going to end up being a trend all season, but it's not great. I don't love to see it. So this is a huge test on Saturday. This is a huge game.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it would be Lev, you said someone said it was the biggest game of the season. I don't think
Joey can only.
Okay.
Yeah,
I respect it, but
I don't
think it is.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's the biggest game of the season by any means, but I think also one thing we as a fan base, first of all, I do think letting up whatever it was 50 points in the second half to Holy Cross, that's an intensity issue. That is a effort issue that needs to be fixed before Big East play. However, this new style that Kim wants to play with, he wants to play with pace, he wants to play with speed, that allows for more possessions. You're going back and forth trading possessions. That's the nature of basketball. The faster you play, the more possessions you're going to have. The more possessions every team has, the more opportunities they have to score. So while I think, yes, it's an intensity issue, yes, it's an effort issue, yes, it's probably a communication issue on the defensive end, more possessions lead to more opportunities to score. And, you're going to run into a team like a Creighton or a UConn who are going to capitalize on more of those opportunities. But I just think we're just going to see higher scores than we're used to. Like 3 years ago, you'd look at a PC score and be like, oh, damn, we put up 70 points. Like, shootout. Like a 71-65 final score was like almost high scoring. But PC had an off night shooting and they put up 89? So it's a product of the faster pace, more possessions, in my opinion.
Mhm. Yep.
Well,
Poopy Boy said Vaaks. Well said.
yeah,
Vaaks.
good point. Very good point.
Mhm.
Yeah, well said.
Kim Spanglish, friend of the program, said
Mhm.
Holy Cross went 0 for 11 from 3 in the first half. I'd almost let them shoot those the second half too. Have to respond, and sort of did. Maybe just not responsive enough. We just need to win versus Virginia Tech. Plain, and I wish it were simple.
Mhm.
Yeah, they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. So makes sense.
No,
And
which is why I was kind of surprised they were Splash City in the second half, because they were Brick City in the first half. I mean, we kind of were too for a minute,
Mhm.
but they couldn't hit shit, and I was like, "Oh, dude, like we're good."
yeah,
Yeah.
I will say I can't imagine the game plan was like, okay, these guys can't hit threes. Let's just like sag off of them
No,
and let
no,
their
right.
two guard get wide open looks where there's no guy within 6 feet. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, I completely agree. Also, we started out 0 for 8 from 3.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Mhm.
like 10-point game. This easily could have been like a 40-point game. Like
easily.
Crispy Fryer said, first team is out of sync. The second team at times looked better at the moment. Kim referred to this in the post game. Second team has beaten the first team in practice a few times. Jameer and Vax are studs. No starting job is safe. Second half defense needs work. And Sellers and Floyd combined minus 20 can't happen. That was a lot, but what do you guys make of that?
he's right. That shouldn't happen. But I mean, I don't think that I don't I don't think that it's that big of a deal. Bottom line, I think some really good players had some bad games, and that's fine. I think that they're going to figure it out. And I'd rather have those guys have bad games and be good players eventually than have bad players have bad games and then be bad players the whole year. Like they're going to be good. Those players are going to be good players.
And it's not like it needs to be this 5 and that 5. They had a couple good lineups in there. They had one I loved. It was like Edwards, Vaaks, Jones, Sellers, Osman, or something like that. And there was a couple mix and matches that I really liked of guys he was kind of bringing in and out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't have to be this 5 or that 5. So like he might cook something up into a whole new 5 that he wants to start rolling out there more.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Matt.
Go ahead.
No.
That's all you.
Okay.
No.
We get hung up, like, especially watching an Ed Cooley team for many years. We get very, very hung up on the starting 5. Ed Cooley. I mean, one year Ed Cooley ran 6 guys, and then Ted Bancroft was number 7. Like, so I mean, we get hung up on it. I understand it, but it's a team effort, and these guys are some of these guys are coming off the bench are going to play 25 minutes. So I mean, it doesn't matter who starts.
I do like the idea of like the rotations that you can throw out there. I think last year we were looking at it through the lens of what is our 5 going to be? Like, why don't we have a solidified 5? Whereas this year, I feel like with the depth and like Crispy Fryer said, the second team is beating the first team in practice a lot of the time. Now it's like, okay, well, you can play around with these lineups. Like you can throw out a lineup where it's basically a death lineup where it's, Jameer Jones, Jalen Sellers, Vaaks running the point, and you have Oswin and Powell out there, and it's the quote unquote smallest guy on the court is Jalen Sellers, who's built like fucking Brian Ray Lewis. So I think there's a lot of room for experimenting, I think, with this year's team, and it's because of the depth.
Well said.
Fried Fryer said, I saw Mac and he was looking hot. So well said. I mean, who am I to I mean, what am I going to say? He's wrong.
Yeah.
Mac, we got to get you in the student section doing the man on the street. So, you can maybe, I mean, you're more college age and,
Yeah. I don't know. I think with that freshman line you dropped on me earlier, it might not, The max stock,
I was just
the
kidding,
max
bro.
stock might be down after that. Mindset man Randy Savage said, "I don't think last night was reflective of how our defense will be the rest of the year. They were making so many threes. It's all we could give them. They'll learn from that game."
Yeah. A very level-headed account, and I think
Well
that's
said.
a very level-headed take.
And then, yeah, I think those are the main ones we wanted to touch on. Duxley Peaches said, "Please rank each food item at the concession stand." So I guess if we want to go back to the food thing before we wrap up, you guys have any concession stand staples?
I never get food at the Amp. I was saying
Yeah.
that last time. I never get. So I couldn't even tell you.
I did have a realization, and I forget who I was saying this to at Muldowney's before the game the other day. All of last year, my ritual when I walk into the building, I go up to the bar up top, right above section 201. Both the bartenders, they're sweet ladies. I love them so much. I walked up to them. I said, "Ladies, you have no idea how happy I am to see you because it means it's basketball season." But all last year, I was getting mixed drinks. That was my first drink. I would walk in, I'd get a mixed drink from the bar, and I think that was the bad mojo. So the other night, I walked in, I went up to the same bar, but I got a tall boy instead.
Well, actually, I have like a bit of a bone to pick with you, Mac. Actually,
Why's that?
it's not a bone to pick, but so we all met up at Muldowney's again, the official pregame spot of the Divine Providence podcast. And we saw the video I got of chanting "Let's go Friars" on freaking November 3rd before Holy Cross. Like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And had one beer, right? We went in with a ton of Patriots in there. I immediately come in. Mac has like a shot for me. I'm like, I wasn't expecting on doing this, but I mean,
shout out to Boston Days. Shout out Boston Days for that.
Shout out Boston Days. I'm like, all right, well, I gotta do this with everyone. Had a beer. Leb comes in. He orders a beer. I finish my beer. I go to get another. I was gonna buy one for all you guys, and you're like, we're heading into the arena. I'm like, dude, the game didn't start for an hour.
Yeah, see, I love being there's nothing I love more than like being there early and just like getting a lay of the land, feeling the vibe, letting the vibe come to you while you're in the building during warmups. But listen, I mean, yeah, I'm down to make that gap smaller between when I walk in the building and tip time. Also, I forgot. Shout out Chris. Chris also bought shots. So, Patriot.
You were with Don, the Pontarellis, and I'll tell you what. One thing about him, I mean, if he could get in there at 3 p.m. for a 7 o'clock game,
yeah,
I mean, he would. So it's and so I mean, yeah, it's I get it. You guys like to hang out, whatnot. I like the bar atmosphere is good. I wouldn't say I'm not like a get in there for tip guy. Like I like a few minutes, but I don't need to be hanging around too long.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't wait until like I'm rushing in to get tip. Like usually when I got in there yesterday is usually the same, and I had enough time to go down and do like full on man on the street stuff down there. So
true.
Yeah, maybe just one more, and we could do a Guinness, and we could split the G, and then we go in.
All right, maybe you might have a bone to pick with me after this.
One more.
I have never attempted to split a G, and I'm Irish as fuck. Never.
Right, and I'm not one bit Irish. Couldn't be less Irish, and you are. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to. So the next game, what's our next home game that we're gonna be at? Penn,
I believe.
Okay, so Penn, you're gonna have to stick around for one extra, and it's gonna be again. We're gonna have to document it as well. Of
okay.
Splitting the G, yeah.
Cool. It might be a dog shit performance. I don't want to set the bar too high.
Usually, like 3 big gulps is what'll get you there. Is what I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I've been splitting G's since fucking LaDante Henton was that Foxy Lady his junior year.
Buckets.
Big Foxy guy.
Sure.
Yep. Shout out Mindset Matty, though, speaking of splitting the G. Like, on point. I watched him do it in real time. It was immaculate. Patriotic move.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw. He did that when I was there, too, right?
I believe
Or am
so.
I
yeah.
wrong?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
And I was like, oh
I
damn,
think
you
you were
did
there.
that.
Killed it. But yeah, I think I'll stick around Old Downies for an extra drink.
Thank you.
I'll give it a beat
Just
and
one. This would be good if we all walk in, you know?
yeah. I think I wanted to go to the bar to grab another beer actually, and I just turned around and there was just a border all around the bar, and I was just like, I'm gonna wait for a while. Might as well just
Yeah.
go into the arena, but
Well,
next time.
I sent a picture to you guys. I put a Divine Providence sticker on a trash can right in front of the amp,
Mhm.
and it's still there. So when you go in, give it a little tap. It might be the what's the Notre Dame? Let's win it.
Play like a champion.
Play like a champion today. Like maybe, and then head on
Yeah.
in.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get blamed for that for sure. Larry Lepore and fucking Steve Knapp.
play
Shout
it.
out
I
Steve
get it.
Knapp. Love to have you on the show. Love to have you on the show, Mr. Knapp.
Oh, come
Well
on.
said. Well said.
Oh, come on. We'll get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. They'll find a way to blame Leb for sure.
Blame it on me. I did it.
No, it's still getting.
Stand up.
It's still me.
Yeah.
But it's not like a permanent thing. Like it's not like I'm putting
No,
on
it's
a
a
building.
sticker. I'm
Like it's
just-
not a
I'm just-
freaking trash can.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm glad it's still there. I hope it stays there all year. Imagine if it does. That'd be fucking sick.
I was shocked that it was still there. I thought for sure it was going to be gone.
Yeah, I'm not really shocked because there's no one that really like upkeeps those.
Yeah.
Like outside trash, you know?
If it can survive the snow this year, that thing may never leave.
Yeah.
I don't see why I wouldn't. Like stickers are
Right.
like bumper sticker. Like think about a bumper sticker, you know?
Yeah.
My dad put the Divine Prov one on his bumper.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it's on my car. It's on my back windshield, but it's on my car.
It's electric.
That's electric. That fucking Storm Eamon has the
Patriot.
Divine Providence on his
Grateful Dead sticker and the DP on the bumper, dude.
Love
just
it.
the base god.
The GOAT. What'd you call Mike? I think before the Harvard exhibition we were at Muldowney's. You call him the Podfather?
No.
I thought I heard you call him the Podfather. I was like, that's sick. That's a
Well,
sick name.
I mean, now maybe that is going to be his name because he is the Podfather of this pod. So I think we just figured it
Exactly.
out for him.
Norm Eamon, the official father of Divine Providence.
He's officially the Podfather. I got to
Yeah.
make him a shirt. He's sick.
Yeah. Divine Dad.
Mhm.
He has a Grateful Dad shirt. We got it
Really?
for Father's Day one year.
That's
Instead of
awesome.
Grateful Dead, it says Grateful Dad.
That's awesome.
Hashtag the Podfather. Storm Eamon.
Shit. We just figured it out.
We got any other questions, Mac?
I'm not sure if we have any other like big ones that we haven't touched on.
You guys liking the water bottle right now?
Yeah, I saw
Wow,
that.
dude, that thing looks so clean.
And
Yeah.
then on the other side, we got another good one here.
Yeah, we
Yep.
need to
The
figure
old
out a way to
Baja
mass.
logo. Yeah.
We need to figure out how we're going to mass distribute these stickers. 'Cause-
And people love the stickers. I have more I'll hand up, but also I want to give a quick shout out to my guy Matt Cody, big Section 10 fan. He makes these wooden signs. He made me a Paw Sox one that's downstairs, and he made me this PC one because he knows how much I love the Friars. And I was like, this is going right up in the old pod background. So shout out to Matt.
Yeah. Shout out, Matt.
shout out. I think that's all we got for questions. So I don't know if you guys have any parting thoughts. This is going to be the last time. Actually, this is not going to be the last time we all speak before Mohegan because
Bases. Yes.
yes, want to plug the spaces.
Yes. Thursday.
So this episode should come out Wednesday night, which means if you're listening to it the day of the release, tomorrow, Thursday the 6th, is the return of Avid Spaces. So if you're on Twitter, you probably know about Avid Spaces. Good time. We're gonna have callers give their thoughts on the team, whatever. We'll give our 2 cents.
It'll be much
Avid-
cleaner. Much cleaner. Organized.
much
not
cleaner,
gonna
but still
be-
fun.
Yeah.
Still fun. Talk your shit. Bring your takes. I feel like the three of us will probably give our 2 cents every once in a while, but
Yeah.
Avid's not on the pod and he's known for his spaces, so he may dominate a lot of the conversation. But it'll be a good time. I think, yeah, I'd like to do this. Leb, you talked about doing the spaces a while back. Just like extra content we can do, and it's, in real time. So, yeah, Avid spaces.
Avid's a good shit, man.
Yeah,
I like Avid, man.
He's gonna love this. He's gonna absolutely.
He's gonna clip it. He's gonna be like, dude, Mike Eamon loves me, man.
Dude, he's a good he's a good dude.
He is. He's awesome. Good
100%.
guy. Whole crew is awesome. We get a good little crew. So shout out to the boys.
Lot of good people in our, like we said, our little community here.
Yeah, for sure.
Well said.
For sure. Beat Virginia Tech, man. Go 2-0. That's all I need. Then Natty is on.
Yep.
Beat the Hokies.
Yeah, who was I think Vox News. Best thing about being 1-0 is you get the opportunity to go 2-0.
Yep.
And ladies and gentlemen, 2's a streak. And we haven't seen a fucking win streak in Friartown in maybe 11 months, 10 months. So
is that true? I haven't had 2 in a row, and
probably I think we lost like 10 of our last 11 last year.
Yeah, it was
a rough end. I mean, that team was a dumpster. Just like the locker room was a shit show. I mean, it was a rough end. Like as bad.
Before last night, we hadn't won a game since February 15th against Villanova.
Jesus Christ! And it sucks. I wasn't even at that game because I was moving into this apartment. That was the one home game I missed last year.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've seen the Friars win in person in 10 months.
And then
before last night.
Before that, they lost 4 in a row, and you hadn't won before that since January 28th against Seton Hall. So, yeah.
Good thing. Hey. What's the fuck? I'm gonna fuck up the quote. The windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, like objects seem closer than they appear type thing?
Yeah. Yeah. The windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason.
Okay.
We're looking ahead.
Sure. Yeah, I like that.
All right. We'll see everyone at the maybe the sports book on Saturday, and maybe Krispy Kreme, maybe Frank Pepe's, and then if not, then in the game.
Bring your friends, bring your moms, bring your vocal cords.
See all you beautiful people at Mohegan. Go Friars.
Peace out.
Friars.